Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Leonie. I do a lot of lifestyle content, home content, motherhood content, and now pregnancy content over on my channel. So today's video is going to be a first trimester video for you guys. I'm just going to take you through my first trimester, the symptoms, just everything like that. Kind of compare them to my first pregnancy as well, because you never know, they could be completely different. I do feel a little bit different. I'll go through that now, but yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe I'm pregnant again. It's madness. It's absolute madness. Oh my god. Pregnancy tiredness is something else, and I've forgotten just how bad it is. So yeah, that is one of the main worst symptoms I feel like of the first trimester is just how tired you feel. And yeah, at least last time when I was pregnant with Isla, I could nap in the afternoons and I didn't have another kid to look after. So if you're a first time mum, this is your first pregnancy, then please nap as much as you can. You will be so grateful for those naps. I remember I used to finish work, go home, nap for an hour, and then it was just did me the world of good. So please nap. If you can nap, take full advantage. So it's really weird. This time round, I didn't have any inkling I was actually pregnant with Isla. Before I even tested, I just knew. I was sitting there at uni on a Saturday and I just got these waves of nausea and I kept needing the toilet, and I just knew, I had this instinct, I just knew I was pregnant. This time round, I didn't have anything. Apart from being particularly hungry, I feel like I ate a lot in the couple of weeks leading up to me testing, especially McDonald's. I had 4 McDonald's in 1 week, which is not like me. And my friend actually said, she's like, when you told me that, she's like, I know you're pregnant. Who has 4 McDonald's in 1 week? But yeah, that was really crazy. I'm doing well. I'm tired and the sickness has kicked in, so I believe I'm around 7 weeks at the moment. I haven't had any scans yet. I've got my first internal early scan in a week or so's time, and then obviously it will be the 12-week scan, which I'll get my official date. But I believe I'm around 7 weeks at the moment, just because I had sex once on the day I tested and I ovulated, so there couldn't be any other day that I actually conceived, I don't believe. So one of my ultimate survival items for the first trimester is this Rochester ginger wine or ginger drink. It's not got any alcohol in it. It is sharp. Ginger, really meant to help you with sickness. I've got some ginger sweets that are good to suck on, but this stuff, it is so strong. Ginger, like it really does burn the back of your throat. Yeah, it's pure ginger, this drink is. I mean, it's drinkable, but you're drinking it to make you not feel sick. Highly recommend this. Give it a go if you're someone that's suffering with nausea or sickness, because it kind of like just knocks the nausea right out of you for a bit, because it's so sharp. It doesn't last all day, but it definitely does help when you're feeling a bit So just popping on to do a first trimester check-in. I'll probably be doing a few of these throughout this video, because I'm going to just come on and take you along the ride up until the end of the first trimester, which is around week 13 when the placenta forms. So I'm currently 8 weeks and 1 day, or 8 weeks and 2 days according to my early scan, which I had today. I've done a whole separate video on that, so you can go and watch that for more details. But yeah, baby is fine. 8 weeks and 2 days, they are saying, so 1 day out of my estimations. Got my booking appointment on Sunday, and that's normally around the 8-week mark, and they just go through all your history, family history, and then like some preferences, and they this time around will be going over my pregnancy and birth with Isla. I believe I'm going to be consultant led this time, just because I had an emergency C-section, but I will see how that goes. And then also I'm just going to make some notes that Isla's probably going to need additional tests when she's born due to some medical things she's got going on at the moment. But yeah, this pregnancy seems to be going a bit easier than Isla. I definitely don't feel as sick than I did with Isla last time. I had a lot of nausea with her. I wasn't sick a lot, but definitely had a lot of nausea, especially in the mornings. Having anything liquid, it just really made me feel sick. But this time around, I'm really not feeling that. If I get hungry, if I haven't eaten in a while, then I definitely feel sick and I need to eat. But this time around, I don't feel as bad, which is which is a welcomed thing. I'm definitely still tired. I'm as tired as I was with her. And yeah, pregnancy tired is something else, isn't it? It's crazy to think I'm in my 8th week, going on to my 9th week. It definitely feels like it's going quicker. And I don't know if that this time round I just haven't had the full focus on it like I did with Isla. But I remember when I didn't feel great in the first trimester, thinking that I'd never get to like 13 weeks, it would never end. But I just think, oh, I've only got 4 weeks, and then I'm gonna have my 12-week scan, and then the next week I'm gonna be in a second trimester, and that's the whole first part of it gone. Like, it goes really, really quick. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys after I've had my midwife appointment and let you know what they say about things in there, and we will touch base then. I just wanted to pop on and show you my little bump that's going on at the moment. It is definitely popping a lot more than it was with my first pregnancy. I can't believe, like, I am like only 8 weeks and already I've got a bump. I know in the first trimester you do get a lot of bloating and stuff like that, but I definitely feel like I look, like, it's hard, like I look more pregnant. I can't believe it. Like, I didn't pop until like the second trimester with Isla, but yeah, this one's definitely coming along. I'm gonna be massive. I'm gonna be absolutely massive. I am 10 weeks today. It's going quickly. It's definitely going quicker this time round than it did with Isla. I feel like that's because I've got so much going on at the moment with Isla and her illnesses, and just having a child to focus on in general really just takes away that kind of fixation. Like last time around, well, my first pregnancy with Isla, I was constantly like checking things all the time on my app every day, where this time I'm like, oh, another week's gone by, I haven't even looked at this app. But yeah, it's going good. A couple of updates. The breathlessness has kicked in. I can't remember at what stage it kicked in with Isla, but I'm definitely, like, even now talking, I feel like walking up the stairs, I'm like, you would definitely feel really unfit when you're pregnant with the breathlessness. I also am getting a bit of acid reflux. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a sicky, acidy feeling at the back of my throat every now and again, and I think that's acid reflux. I've never really suffered from it before, and I didn't suffer from anything like that in my first pregnancy, so I think it may be, but again, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just a bit of sicky taste at the back of my throat. I don't know, but that's definitely something that's occurred in the last week or so. And also, I think I've got a urinary tract infection, bladder infection, so that's fun. I know it's a bit more common to have them in pregnancy. I never had any with Isla, but this time around I'm definitely, yeah, I definitely feeling like I have. I called the doctors this morning, they've just prescribed me antibiotics to take, so I'm going to go pick those up and take them. But yeah, it's a bit of a 10-week update. Got a couple of weeks left into my scan, and then basically the first trimester's over. I can't believe it. It's, yeah, it's crazy. It definitely felt a lot longer last time round. So guys, where did I get to on this vlog? The last few weeks have been really rough. I was really ill. Like, I don't think I've ever been that ill in my life. I had a temperature of nearly 40 degrees, just couldn't bring it down. It was absolutely awful. Doesn't help that when you're pregnant you can't take anything either, does it? But the week I was ill, I had my 12-week scan, and I went into hospital, and they did the scan. Baby was fine. They noticed the internal bleeding, which wasn't a surprise because I had that on my early scan. But the day before I had really bad pains in my uterus area and my hips and back, and coupled with being really unwell, the pains and the bleeding, they told me to go and see the obstetrician in the early pregnancy unit. So I headed down there, saw her. She said that I had chest infection, a bacterial one, and she was going to give me antibiotics, but then she spoke to the registrar, who's like the main doctor I think involved, and he said he wanted me to have a chest x-ray because I was at risk of having a blood clot in my lung. And I was like, can you even have like x-rays when you're pregnant? So I headed down to A&E to have an x-ray, and then I told them I was pregnant, and they're like, no, you can't have it. But I was like, but the obstetrician, the baby doctor, you know, told me to come down. And then they went, she spoke to her supervisor, and then they came back, just gave me a list of the risks, and I had to sign a waiver. It was a decision I made. I didn't have to have it done, but I thought, you know, blood clots are dangerous. and that's not going to do me or the baby any good if I, you know. Luckily I didn't have a blood clot. So they then asked me to take penicillin, which I haven't taken in God knows how long, since I was 16 years old, because I had an allergic reaction to it, and then the doctor told me I not to ever take it again. And but they were said the alternative to antibiotic, there's a slight risk to baby, and I was like, well, I've already radiated this baby. I can't like risk doing anything else to it. So I took the penicillin, and actually really good, fine on it. So I'm now just about to get into the hospital. It's torrential pouring out there, and have my scan again. So hopefully everything is going to be okay, and I will update you guys after my scan. So I am now back from my scan, guys, and let me introduce you to little baby. That is the best picture they could get of baby. It was the same with Isla. I can't get that, they don't play ball on my scans. Like Isla was like facing backwards, and this one was upside down. But yeah, that's little baby there. Everything is looking really well. Did the measurements, like at the back of the neck, said that looked fine. Obviously they've got to compare that with the bloods. The internal bleeding has basically resolved itself. He said he couldn't see anything on the scan, so I'm like, that is a weight off my mind, because I was a bit worried about that. And also my estimated due date is the day that I predicted from the date of my ovulation and conception. So I was spot on. Like, girls, you know your body, you know. So yeah, I'm really quite chuffed about that, actually. So yeah, I'm 13 weeks and 2 days today, so that is basically officially the end of my first trimester. I can't believe it. Like, I'm so ready for the first trimester to be over. I'm ready for like the sickness to go away. Like, it nearly has, but I'm still getting a bit of sickness. I'm so ready for the energy to come back. Like, I'm sick of being tired, and I know like in the third trimester I'm going to be tired again, but I really want to embrace the second trimester because I felt so good with Isla, and I'm hoping it's just going to be the same. And I feel like I'm glad the first trimester is over in terms of anxiety, because even though this is my second baby, there was still such a level of anxiety there, thinking, you know, as much as I went in there thinking everything will be all right, you dread that scan coming up, and you dread whether, you know, there's going to be a heartbeat there or not. And, you know, I still have, I wouldn't say maybe as intense as my first pregnancy, but it's definitely there. As I said like previously, I just haven't had as much time to focus on this pregnancy, which in a way I think is a good thing, especially with the first trimester, because it just felt so much harder with Isla, but I think I concentrated on it so much more. But this time I just didn't have time, and it's gone so quickly. And yeah, I can't believe it. I am going into my second trimester now. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and you found it insightful or helpful for your first time mum. Let me know if you've got any questions about the first trimester down below, and I'll answer them for you. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I've got a lot more pregnancy content coming up for you guys. I cannot wait to share this journey with you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.